Monday, June 15th, 2026. Everyone, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What did you want us to do?
Just do roll call.
Okay. Item 2 is roll call.
Roll call. Ms. Jemison?
Here.
Mr. Long?
Here.
Mr. Gladfelter?
Here.
Mr. Green?
Here.
Mr. Crover?
Here.
Ms. Roscoe?
Here.
Mr. McAnally?
Here.
Bubade is here. Chair Freitag?
Here.
Just say approval of the agenda.
Pardon me?
Just say approval of the agenda, and I'll make a motion to change it.
After that? Okay, gotcha. Okay, item 3 is approval of the agenda.
Madam Chairman,
Mr. McAnally.
I'd like to make a motion to modify the agenda to include under 8A, election of officers for the Planning Commission.
Under 8A.
Yep, to amend the agenda.
Support.
Who supported it?
I support it.
Did you? Motion for Mr. McAnally, supported by Mr. Krova, to amend amend the agenda. Mr. McAnally?
Yes.
Mr. Krova?
Yes.
Mr. Bobadade?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelter?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, it is amended. Item 4 is approval of the minutes.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Support?
Who said, who? Said, okay. I have a motion for Mr. Long, supported by Mr. Bobade, to approve the minutes and the minutes from the Planning Commission meeting held on Monday, May 18th. Mr. Long?
Yes.
Mr. Bobade?
Yes.
Mr. Krova?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Abstain.
I'm sorry, you weren't here. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. McAnally?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelter?
Abstain.
Oh, and I vote yes. All righty. Next, we have item 5, which is comments from the public on non-agenda items. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on anything that's not on our agenda tonight? You can form a line over here. See, no one will move right along. Item 6, public hearings, and we have SLU 2026-002 and SPR 2025-010, Project Genrun Romulus Cold Storage. And we're requesting special land use approval to allow a 257,950 square foot warehouse and storage facility in accordance with section 8.04B and 9B, Romulus Southern, excuse me, Gateway Overlay District for the uses permitted, okay? And that's at 15670 Warman Road. And it's the,
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, everybody, for seeing us today.
we need your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, Gregory Dealaday. I'm at 105 Lincoln Street in Mount Clemens, Michigan. So thank you all for seeing us today. We've worked our butts off, and your beautiful city planner over there has made sure we did, and check every single box. We've got a site that would be Project Genron, which is in between Genron Court and Warman 275. And we have 3 facing roads. So a little bit to discuss there and unwind, but we've got 3 different frontages to our site. So we've been working around that, and the generosity of your fine municipality has been nice. Happy to be here. Just to tell you a little bit about Interstate Capital. We've got 12 partners, and I mean partners. None of our persons that you will ever exchange an email with are employees. They're all partners. I created the firm in that manner so that all of us would be responsible for what we deliver to every municipality and place that we work with. Why? Because we really believe it matters what's delivered. And the opportunity to deliver this project is super exciting to us. With the Gordie Howe Bridge opening right now in cold storage, there's an incredible opportunity to capture that business as the transcontinental pieces come across from Canada and land right here in Romulus in a cold storage facility that either can be utilized for agriculture, for medical reasons, or for a number of different reasons. But we're excited about that. The project that we're bringing to the table and we're willing to build spec is somewhere probably close to about $60 million to deliver 250,000 square feet. Not to deliver what typically would be 750 or 800,000 square feet, but 250,000 square feet at almost $60 million. Nothing less than 100 jobs. To run a facility like that, to own, operate, and manage the materials that would come in and out of there, and something that can go below 10 degrees and stabilize the temperature is no less than 100 employees. You guys got an amazing district here. We've had to jump through some hoops, some that I don't think my engineer over here can answer a lot of questions to. I didn't know were going to be in front of us, but we've been happy to abide by them. They all make sense. And we cannot wait to deliver this project to Romulus. So there's a lot of opportunity. We've talked to over 20 tenants over the past 4 to 5 months. And there's an incredible opportunity here, and can't wait to deliver it to Romulus. So thank you very much.
Good evening, Jason Raleigh, Interstate Capital. Address 260 East Brown Street, Birmingham. So as Greg had touched on, here to discuss project along Generon Court, Warman Road. Working with the city, all the different departments, we've worked through completing some traffic analysis to look at what our project is, and then, to the north, what any impacts on that. So the findings, obviously, the findings are that really there's not much impact to the current configuration, the current traffic counts. So you guys have had a chance to look at the plan. So a couple things that we'll touch on in the letter from the planning department. It talked about some of the waivers that are being requested. So as Greg mentioned, around a 258,000 square foot building, generating a little over 100 jobs. We've got, yes. So I'll go to the site layout. So Generon Court's to the south, Warman to the east, 275 to the west, and to the north, vacant land with the Carter drain, county drain that routes along the north property line. So looking at access points, we've got truck access to the north, single access point with gated entry, secured fencing around, and when working with the fire department, we maintained access throughout circulating the property. So looking at a few of the waiver items that I think need to be talked about. So from a front yard setback for the storm basin, I don't know if there's a plan on this. Storm basin to the south, we worked closely with city engineers and city planning to relocate the existing storm basin that sits in the front yard along Warman Road. That storm basin was partially built from the prior project that was looking to move forward. And in working with the city, we relocated that to the south side and to the north side. But given we have 3 frontages, one of the waivers is addressing the storm basin to the south. And then really the majority of the other waiver items that we'd like to discuss with you are dealing with landscaping. So there's some shrub deficiency along Warman Road. The other plantings, evergreen, deciduous, and ornamental trees are all met. But looking at the additional right-of-way that we need to dedicate to the city, as well as construction of sidewalk and the berming requirements, we do provide 150 shrubs, and then meet the requirements for the rest of the landscaping. So I don't know if maybe it's better to run through if you guys have any questions specific to the project, but from a generalized, we kind of touched on a handful of items. Stormwater management, we're managing everything on site. It's going to go route into storm basins. Going to slow release. Currently, there's a discharge to the north into the Carter drain. We would modify that, work through with the county, and modify that connection point and maintain a reduction in outlet to there. Access we talked about. Operationally, as I mentioned, truck docks to the north, employee parking on the east and west of the building. Main access for employee parking is geared towards the south end of the site on Generon and across from one of the Kroger drives across the road. So happy to answer any questions that the planning commission members may have. If we want to touch on some of the bullet points for the waivers, or if there's anything specific that the members might have questions on.
Madam Chairman, do you want to close out the public part of it?
Yeah. Since there's no one here to speak on behalf of the public hearing, should I just go ahead and close that out? Okay.
Would be good.
All righty. And then I will turn it over to the commissioners for questions and comments. I have a question for you. How many tenants do you think you're going to have in this building?
We're intending to have a single tenant user.
How many?
Single, one.
One? Because in your building details here, it says multi-tenant availability.
There is, so if you look at the configuration, we've got offices slated on the northeast and northwest. There is an opportunity to have 2 tenants, one focused on the northeast and northwest, but the discussions we've had have really been focused on the single tenant user.
Okay.
Madam Chairman.
Mr. McAnally?
So you haven't identified a tenant yet, but I see no description of the interior of the building at all on the drawings. So then I got to wondering, well, if you don't know who's moving in there, how do you know you need a variance from the height of the building? I mean, you're not sure who's going in. Why do you need a variance for that?
So typically within the cold storage environment, a lot of these cold storage sites are being built on 10 to 15 acres. A lot of the heights are somewhere between 80 and even 100 feet tall, clear height. Something like this is on the low end of what is considered modern cold storage facilities. So rewind 10 or 15 years, it was, what's a modern warehouse, right? 32-foot clear is what you've all heard at that point. For a cold storage site, height matters, incredibly matters. It's all pallet positions. So in a footprint like this, even at 257,000 squares, we only have about 28,000 pallet positions. You knock that height down and, you know, every quarter you come down, it comes down the same retrospect.
But I mean, we're still going to be having to work with FAA and on those heights.
Absolutely, and we've been notified by them.
Is there any situation that you don't foresee it being cold storage?
We do not, absolutely not. We are targeting cold storage and only cold storage. That's
'cause
the entire purpose of
A
this.
lot of the variances to like exterior facade and stuff is based on it being that. I'd hate how it becomes something else and,
No, I will tell you all very definitively, there under no circumstances will anything but a cold storage be delivered to the site. That's what the market requires right now, that's what commerce from bridge traffic that is coming across, and that is the only tenants that we've spoken to is related to cold storage.
thank you, that's all I have.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gladfeldy and then Mr. Long.
Through the chair, I have a question about your drawing, and what is the exterior water tank for?
So the exterior water tank, we've worked with DPW to determine water pressure. It would be to support fire suppression, and that's it.
That's all it's for.
Correct. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Long?
Yes, in looking at your cold storage project, do you have any competitors within the region or area? None at all? Because that's,
No, so other competitors that do exist, so we are not operators, right? We don't operate and man or staff the facility whatsoever. Vertical cold storage at Livonia or Detroit cold storage at Novi would be some of the competitors. This industry and this segment of business is, I mean, very much lacking any type of availability whatsoever in Michigan.
so the work itself would be, say, for example, if a load came in, how much traffic would it increase in that particular area? Because that right there, the road down there is not a Class A road, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Very much a Class A road.
It is it's a city truck route. It is not a county road. So it is
But
not
it is
the
a
width
truck
of a
route.
Class A road, but it is built to a cross-section of a Class A road.
All right, all right. And so, with that being said, within those conveyances, would they be within the guidelines of the ARC committee and everything like that? So,
In regards to the traffic, I can speak to the fact that the businesses that are down there right now, with the added traffic that's being proposed to be generated by this, more than fits into the footprint of the 3-lane road that Warman exists as right now. Warman it has an ADT right now of about 3,500 vehicles per day, excuse me. And you don't get to a need for a 5-lane road until you are past 12,000 vehicles per day. So Warman Road does have the capacity for this work. And we did do a review of the traffic impact study that they provided, or the traffic analysis that they provided, and do agree with their findings.
because I know when we had the previous projects through there, like with Kroger and Penske, there was a lot of backed up trucks on the road. I don't know if that's been improved. And now what's your capacity per day, you figure?
Yes, so we've accommodated within our site plan here for trucks to be able to pull in, to be able to queue previous to the gate and not to be sitting out in warm end whatsoever.
And that gate would be a secured gate, and how many feet within the property?
90 some, it'd be at very least 2 trucks worth of queue.
2 trucks.
Space.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. That was some of my concerns, with backups and stuff like that. Thank you.
Very much
But
understood.
but I think, cold storage, that's good for the region and for our area. I mean, that's,
I mean, when we thought of this project, so I was at the Mackinac conference, not this year, but last year. We had a lot of conversation with Wayne County parties while we were there. And it was around what's really needed. And when I spoke with Romulus in particular, if we brought a dry storage or anything that was typical to what you've seen in the last 10 years, we'd be at the bottom of the pile.
yeah.
It'd be of no interest to you. You've already seen that. You've had open square footage for months in some cases as you've tried to fill it. Coming out of 2024. So what we brought here was something that doesn't exist, is absolutely needed for the region, and only Romulus is able to bring.
Now, would your corporation be, I know it's irrelevant at our interest, but would your corporation be seeking any abatements or anything like that? At a
We would
future
like
date?
to. We know you guys don't have any availability for that, so we haven't sought that as of now. It would be something to help attract a tenant, and if we were dry storage, I would tell you no, because you wouldn't even hear it. But in this case, I would hope if we did seek such abatements, that there would be some conversation, because this is a product that doesn't exist in all of Michigan right now, but it's very needed. And in order to attract those tenants, so they don't end up in Toledo, right? We have 4 of these sites currently. One of them is in Romulus. Another one we're working on getting approved in Taylor right now. And there's another one down in Rossford, Ohio, another one in Toledo, Ohio, right? So in order to attract those businesses, and this is first on our list, the only thing we're tackling right now, in order to keep those tenants, I don't think anything but a tax abatements, maybe not necessary, but it keeps our region competitive. I look at, right now, Cleveland is our closest marketplace that compares anything to where we're at, and they're somewhere in the $20 to $21 a square foot range. And that's probably more than you ever heard from a square footage standpoint, but it's because this building here costs us $230 a square foot to construct. So this isn't $60 or $70 or $80 a square foot building. It's almost triple what any other building of this footprint would cost.
And with that being said, with having to go before the FAA and you're not approved for 80 to 100 feet of airspace, where would your project land then?
I think we're at 55 foot?
52.
52 in total height.
52?
Which is the bottom, the very bottom of the spectrum. We didn't try to reach higher.
So that's what you would be reaching for, the 52?
That is correct.
Yeah, because I was about to say, with them going up 80 to 100, that's
Not
stretching it.
not even applicable.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to build a building at 80 to 100 because I don't know what that tenant changeover would look like at a later date. And we hold all of our buildings. We're not going to sell. We'll be the point of contact for you guys to reach out to and talk to on a go forward.
Do you have any type of renderings you could share with some of your other projects?
I don't have them on this particular. So we've got projects in West Michigan. So Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, and Portage where we've focused the last few years. We've got Pfizer, Ford, Zoetis, and Bradford White. Those are all Fortune 300 companies. We stood buildings up for them. We've put them in as tenants. They have 10-year leases at minimum in all of those buildings, and that probably accumulates to somewhere around 650 to 700 employees of total volume between them.
All right, I have no other questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam
Thank
Chair.
you.
Go ahead.
Just to follow on Mr. Long's comments, once a tenant's identified and you guys go back into administrative review to review the actual building, at that point, will you guys revisit the traffic impact just to see what that particular tenant is going to require as far as traffic?
As part of reoccupancy, yes. Yeah, the-
There you
There
go.
we go. Yes, as part of occupancy, the use, the specific tenant, would be identified, and you would issue permits on spec.
We would issue permits on a spec building, but then and then even when the spec buildings, say, some of them got built out and completed, then they would get basically a final card, right, for the construction of that, but then there's no occupancy until we know the tenant, we know what their use is, what their traffic amount's gonna be, what any build outs they're gonna do inside, and then the specific tenant will get a certificate of occupancy to occupy.
That's what I'm saying. Then we can address and make sure we don't have stacking issues depending on the traffic flow.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It, of course, would be reviewed by OHM.
Of
So
course.
That's our process.
Thank you.
Through the chair, I see that you guys are asking for, or your drawing is showing a trailer parking of 52 spaces. Am I reading that correctly?
Trailer parking for 52.
Yeah, trailer parking for 52. Cold dock 33, dry dock 4. So you will be doing some dry dock work?
Yeah, those, not a dry, so those would all be reefer trucks at the end of the day.
Okay.
The expansion of that is what equals 52. So the, no,
Yeah, it's additional,
yeah,
it's 52 bays.
okay.
So the parking outside the docks is 52. I mean, that's a lot of parking for trailers. So do you intend to hold trailers overnight? I mean, would this be like a cross-docking operation? Can you walk me through a typical operation, like the trucks typically come in
Absolutely.
in the morning or middle of the night? Yeah.
No, so this will be, we are targeting border traffic. I'd tell you that's 80% of the inquiries that we've had for this. That border traffic would likely come in between the night and the mid-morning. That product would likely settle inside of this facility. It would have to. As part of duties of customs, of holdovers, this would have to stay inside this facility for a period of time, in most cases, because you're crossing the border with product. After that holdover, some of it could stay in trailers. Depends on if it's meat or if it's fruits or any number of things. There's a lot of variables to that, but likely, I don't see a product being here for less than 3 to 5 days at this facility, some of it even longer. If it's any type of medical product, it can be here for much longer. We've got a site with Pfizer in West Michigan out of Portage, and some of their vaccine pieces stay inside their facility they've been there since we built it, and it's been 4 years.
Okay, I'm just a little concerned about two things. One, trucks idling. I know this says trailer storage, or trailer parking, but where there are trailers, there are trucks. And the potential of trucks just idling, waiting, concerned about that. And looking at what you've explained operationally, I envisage some backup on
No.
Walmart.
I can hear your concerns. I mean, so a reefer truck like this, or a reefer trailer, that would be in that position, sitting there, even without a truck attached to it, has about a lifetime of 2 to 3 days worth of cooling capacity. So those have to move in that 2 to 3 day period. The only reason there's additional parking is because of staging. So when people are taking products, hopefully Romulus becomes a distribution aspect. So from here, you can reach Chicago or Cleveland or Pittsburgh, whatever it might be. But this becomes a hub. So not all those trailers will be leaving full. The hope is that you have them parked there, charged, ready, and you're able to exchange them and then exit that facility for whatever your final destination is.
So do you have a central dispatch facility, or will you be dispatching out of this facility to make sure there are proper eyes on Warman so that trucks do not back up to Warman?
There won't be any trucks back up in the morning. That is part of the reason to have those spaces, so that those trucks can pull in, exit, and be gone. They're not queuing onto Warman. If you don't have that additional parking spaces, you don't have the ability to then queue a truck.
So would you require a dispatcher on site and a camera that will be able to monitor Warman? I hear all that you're saying, but I mean, we know in logistics that, you know, hold on, sir. One thing is what we schedule on paper. Another thing is real-life operations that happen as a result of weather, traffic, detour, accidents, and these things can happen. But I want to make sure that there are things in place to mitigate that, and someone has to keep an eye on it. Because you have a lot of trucks and a lot of trailer parking. I don't know how many trucks you'll be using. And, you know, just depending on the movement, you could have a convoy coming in or going out.
I wholeheartedly don't agree with that, because even with as many docks that are shown here, at max, about half of these will leave in a day. So this is unlike stuff you've typically seen with distribution facilities that are dry. You can rotate that product very quickly and at any capacity you need to. This has to stabilize, this has to stay. Those trucks that are sitting in a queued position in one of those trailers, parking spaces, would not be for any long-term holds. Those would be quick moves. So they'll be sitting there empty and available when and if. The queuing positions would be, rather they're receiving a full or they're receiving an empty. If fulls would go to the dock, empties would go back into that queue position, and their 3PL logistics service they're working with would be able to manage those. That's why we have that, and secondly, that's why we have that overflow parking, even more north of that, to consider what could happen at a later date, and if we needed extra parking to combat exactly what you just mentioned, we would have that available space for that operator.
Okay, final question from me. So can you walk me through how the trucks would come in and how they would exit, how you've designed it to exit?
They would come in on the north drive along Warman,
Okay?
exit on the same drive. That is the way we were indicated, and the intention of the drawing was to only enter and exit from Warman. Genron is not an option. If I'm not mistaken, that was taken off the table months and months ago as any type of optionality from a fire standpoint or any type of emergency or EMS services. That's available, but every truck is supposed to enter and exit from the exact same position. Which is why we have this, and you can't see. Mind if I come over? Which is why we have this queue position. The truck would pull in and be able to circle and exit.
So at every time T,
Every time.
one truck is coming in, and at every time T, one truck is going out. They have to wait for each other, I assume.
They don't have to wait for each other. They could exit independent from each other. The gate can
So
open
the one
or-
coming out turning north, would that not have
Yeah, but
a,
that's a really wide drive though.
I mean, would that not have a blind spot if someone is coming in?
These, all these spots will not be filled
Okay.
at all. This is strictly to try and mitigate all the concerns that you have right now with queuing and whatnot. Which is why we have so many spaces available to us, so that we don't have queued trucks on Warman whatsoever. So if there is an influx of a lot of trucks at the same time, they can queue, park themselves in the space, the driver can exit, and that can be mitigated on site with inside the security lines. And because this is all, if you remember, this is all security fenced. So the employee parking lots are outside the security fence. Everything inside that truck well is securitized for a reason, because it's all food grade. You have to know where your food's coming from. You have to know that it was, every chain of custody has been handled properly.
I hear everything you've said, but I just want to make sure it is noted, and I want to make sure you have a process in place to make sure there is no backup on Warman.
Our tenant will have to get across this board at the end of the day, and I'm very sure they will make sure that is true.
Backups aren't, it's not permitted. They'll
Okay.
get shut down.
They have been very clear to me from day one.
Okay.
That will
Very
not be
good.
allowed. Thank you.
Through the chair, I have a couple questions. You're asking for some waivers, and one of them is to reduce the required setback along I-275 from 80 foot to 60 foot. What makes your property unique that requires that?
So I don't know how many properties you've run across that have 3 frontages, but we have 275 Genron and Warman as a frontage to us. So we've been restricted within the guidelines of setbacks by all 3 spaces. In the market, from what we've studied and the 20-some tenants that we've talked to, this is the size that they're indicating. So we've been really stuck there, and we've been fighting against 3 different frontages, which has been incredibly difficult. So we have tried our best, and we've worked with the city as much as possible to try and accommodate any of the setback demands.
I can understand that. That third frontage is different than what we've seen in the past. I do have a question for the planning. Have we rejected that setback? I don't think it's ever come to the planning commission with the other
It has,
properties.
all of the previous approvals had the same similar type waivers. And by the way, there is a mistake on page 4 of the summary. That is actually a variance. The setback, which is referenced up in the first thing, under A, variances for building height and front yard setback along 275.
Okay.
So take out 2 down below is basically all you're doing. So it is a standard of the Southern Gateway ordinance. Jessica, is that one that we're looking at?
We are looking at making some changes to that standard in particular. I will note that the building itself is 140-foot setback. The setback requirement that they are trying to gain relief on is for the passenger vehicle parking, which will be behind the berm. So there is still obscuring or screening from 275 for that passenger vehicle, and then the building itself is 140. So it is more than the 80-foot that's been prescribed.
I know that's why I wondered, because with the parking lot, if there was only one line of parking, well, then they wouldn't require the variance. But like the petitioner said, that does make sense. You did have a third frontage that some of the other people have not had to work with. So I can understand where your property is unique in that aspect.
And I appreciate, and thank you, we're trying to keep the flexibility for this building to be able to split into 2 tenants if possible. So that's why we have double row on both sides. And just in case there is a second tenant and we have to somehow subdivide this, we're able to still accommodate close to the same amount of parking spaces for both tenants.
The other variance or possible waiver that you're requesting is the reduction in building material finishes. Why would you require that? Is that because of the extra height? Is that where the reduction will be?
No, so I think that would be in context to the type of material that you require. And typically, you guys would see a precast or a tilt panel. So we've got pre-engineered metal panels in here, and that is just strictly because it is a better R factor, and that is the standard in cold storage. If I were to put a precast panel there, I'd have to build the same panel on the inside of this, so it'd take the cost up quite a bit, even 10-15% in increased cost, if not more. You can't have that. That's why we have certain colors on the building, because when the heat hits that, you've got a room that could be set at -10 degrees. If you've ever, set your house and opened your windows during summer and seen the condensation suck to everything, it's the same difference for this type of building. This will be really cold on the inside. It cannot absorb that heat from the outside. And we've got an entire wall south facing that's gonna sit there, and year round is going to be impacted by the sun. So it has to be a pre-insulated metal panel. that is the standard in the cold storage industry.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Through the chair to the planner, I wanted to go back over what you were saying earlier on item 2 on your summary report. Is that going to go up under waivers?
It is.
So that'll come out in...
No, it's coming out of waivers and going, it's already noted under variances, front yard setback along
Oh, it's
275.
coming out altogether.
Yep, it's coming out, it's already addressed.
That's fine.
Yep,
Okay,
thank you.
that's all.
Any other questions or comments from anybody?
Yes, Madam Chair. With your EGO application, have you had any progress or any communication back from them yet?
Most definitely. It was approved previous through the seller that we're working with. So we've just had to update those affidavits and our site findings. We're at the finish line for that.
Yeah, they've been out to the site to reassess and confirm, because the prior development did have an approval in place for mitigation. We resubmitted a few weeks back, and indication is that we're in good shape. We just haven't received the final mitigation requirements from them yet. So as part of that, we did reevaluate with the city our stormwater design locations and sizing. We were able to save some wetlands, so they previously 100% of the wetlands were impacted by the development. We were able to reduce that by, I believe, like 17 or 18%. So we were able to save some of those wetlands. Yeah, we have resubmitted things back to Eagle, and they've done the site assessment, and they had, I think, 4 questions is all.
And also, with the consideration of future development there, the waiver for the sidewalk access, I know we don't have a whole lot going on down there now, but future, we expect to develop some more land down through there in the future, so I don't know
If I may, through the chair.
Please, yeah.
They have 3 frontages. The 275 is not required to put any walk on. They are installing walk along Warman Road. That'll be 5 foot, and that's the same aesthetic that the rest of the corridor has installed to date. Genron Court itself does not have any, none of the southern side of the cul-de-sac have any sidewalks, and it does not have any sidewalk on the north side either. So Genron Court is the only one they are asking for in lieu of. And we had agreed that there is pedestrian connectivity with the rest of the corridor along what they're installing on Warman.
All right, thank you.
Madam Chairman,
Go ahead.
if there are no more questions,
I don't see any.
I'll make a motion that we recommend to City Council special land use approval for SLU 2026-002, Project Genron, Romulus Cold Storage. And that's
That's your first one, do that one first.
Subject to the,
Subject to the next thing that's coming,
Oh, yeah.
which is special land use. Yep.
He's just on site plan.
to the site plan. Do we do them both at once?
Nope, you do them separately, 2 separate motions.
Okay, so first, subject to...
Yeah, this, and we apologize for this, the formatting on this, they got separated and,
But we're still going to do special land use first.
yeah, do special land use first. That's a recommendation where your site plan is something that you have the authority to approve, so.
So right now, we're just doing
Special land use if there's a...
I'll support that, ma'am.
Support?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a motion from Mr., excuse me, Mr. McAnally,
Yes,
supported by, no,
you're reading it off.
I'm reading it off. Supported by Mr. Gladfeldy, to recommend to City Council special land use approval for SLU 2026-002, Project Genron Romulus Cold Storage. And we leave it there. Any discussion? Mr. Gladfeldy,
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Mr.
It's okay.
Mr. McAnally,
Yes.
then Mr. Gladfeldy,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Jamison. Yes. Mr. Grova?
Yes.
Ms. Rolade?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. It is recommended to City Council.
Now the next-
The second one is, like we already talked about, you can take out number 2 under B, and then it says number 3, but that should be C below. So it's to approve the site plan subject to A, B, and C
Yeah,
in the box.
okay.
A, B, and C?
Number 3 on the bottom should be a C.
Oh, I got it. This is C.
Okay, Madam Chairman,
Go ahead.
make a motion for approval of site plan for SPR 2025-010, Project Genron, Romulus Cold Storage, subject to the following items. They have to approve variance from BZA and items B and C as listed in the summary report.
Support.
I have a motion from Mr. McAnally, supported by Mr. Green, to approve the site plan for SPR 2025-010, Project Genron, Romulus Cold Storage, subject to the following. And that would be various as for building height, so that'd be A, B, and C on page 4 of the planner's report. Correct? Any discussion?
Discussion. So is it possible, I know that Commissioner McAnally made a comment regarding the materials that are required, and another petitioner said that they're strictly based upon cold storage. In the event that does change, can we have something in writing that we go back to the requirement as far as the materials?
So the way that's gonna work, that's actually an excellent question that came up. The fact that this development is for cold storage, so that's kind of dictating use. If they were to come back and when they were starting to pull permits, and if this was not going to be cold storage, they have to do a use statement. If it was to be dry storage, we would then revisit these waivers and variances went with it, because the reason for some of them was nature of the use.
Thank you.
That's what you would do, correct?
Yep, they would have to come back.
That's on the record.
Yes, that's on the record.
That's on the record, and just the fact that the project is called Romulus Cold Storage. That's what this is, and the use statement is for a cold storage facility. Yep, good question.
Yes.
Who seconded that?
Mr. Green?
You seconded?
Yes.
Who did first?
No, Dan.
Oh, Dan. You guys are
I made
confusing
the
me.
motion, you seconded it.
Right. Could be one of those days. Okay, I have a motion from Mr. McAnally, supported by Mr. Green, to approve the site plan for SPR 2025-010, Project Genron, Romulus Cold Storage, subject to the following, and that would be the variance for building height and front yard setback for I-275, and then also B and C. Mr. McAnally?
Yes.
Mr. Green?
Yes.
Mr. Long?
Yes.
Ms. Jamison?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Gladfeldy?
Yes.
Ms. Boade?
Yes.
Mr. Grova?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. It is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good
Good luck.
Look forward to delivering this.
Good luck, thank you.
Item 7 is old business. And we have TA 2026001 South Gateway Tax Amendment discussion. So there is no discussion tonight?
No discussion. No, we didn't get the draft done, and we were being, I guess,
Optimistic.
optimistic, that's the word.
Optimistic?
We'd have something
Are we optimistic?
Something
We
to
are.
show you. But some other things got in the way.
Okay, moving right along. We have item 8, which is new business. And this is June, and we have the election of officers. Do we have any takers?
Madam
Chair, I
Chair,
So did, go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion that we leave positions as is.
continue the same,
Yes, ma'am.
okay.
If everyone is willing to support their positions as they stand right now, I'll support that motion. But do we have any objection to those that are
I am willing
serving?
to remain as vice chairman.
Yes,
Thank you.
I'm willing. Just have, remember though, the inaugural wall is going to be a little later on this year.
I missed the last 25 of them.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm also willing.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a motion for Mr.
Ms. Jameson?
Jameson,
Support.
supported by Mr. Long.
It was supported by Mr. Long.
Yes.
Okay. Motion for Ms. Jamison, supported by Mr. Long, to continue with the same officers that we have right now, and they have all agreed to perform for another year. Any other discussion?
Madam Chairman,
Mr.
that would be keep Ms. Freitag as chairman, Mr. McAnally as vice chairman, Mr. Boboade as secretary, just for the record.
Thank you. Ms. Jameson.
Yes.
Mr. Long.
Yes.
You had to think that, didn't you? You were thinking about that.
Tried to do something else,
Mr. Krova.
No.
Yes.
No, not me.
Mr. Krova.
Yes.
Ms. Robade.
Yes.
Mr. Gladfelder.
Yes.
Mr. Green.
Yes.
Mr., no, you already approved that one. Mr. McAnally.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. And we have our new officers.
New same officers.
Pardon me?
The new same officers.
The new same officers, exactly. Exactly. Okay, we will move right along. Next, we have PC cases involving advice or input from the Planning Commission. No?
Not tonight. Do you have anything?
No, just an update. I think I talked to a couple of you beforehand. 9899 Wayne Road oil change. You probably noticed there's a temp fence around it right now. They had submitted all their plans and everything when they first came to you for site plan approval. And then they kind of pumped the brakes, thinking about maybe looking for a different type of use, and then they've decided to re-up, so they updated their plans because our codes changed in that time period. So they've updated their plans. They're getting about to completion of engineering, and they'll be looking to construct that oil change on that corner very soon.
Okay. Anything else? Then we will have reports on interest designation, and our first candidate would be Ms. Roscoe.
I have a couple things.
Of course you do.
Not much tonight, but this weekend, the 19th is Juneteenth Day, that's Friday, but on Saturday, they're having a community celebration from 12 noon until 5 in the historical park. And they'll have vendors, food, entertainment, and so bring all your family out and come enjoy that. And then the Coleman Center over on Beverly Road, 35351 Beverly Road, is having free movies in the park on Thursday, June 25th at 6 p.m. It'll start in about dusky, they'll start the movie. But, and they're showing that movie Goat. A whole lot about it, but
What's the name of the movie?
it's called Goat.
Steph Curry.
So
Okay.
they're showing that. And then, of course, we got Sounds of Downtown coming up next on July 10th. And Neon Crows will be playing, and that is also in Historical Park and runs from 7 to 9:30 on Friday night. And other than that, I really don't have much. This Sunday coming up is Father's Day. Just like to wish all the fathers out there happy Father's Day. And then, of course, we'll have the 4th of July coming up, and just ask everybody to be safe and enjoy your holiday.
Thank you. Mr. McAnally.
Our June meeting was canceled, and so was our July, so I really don't have anything to report at this time on BZA level.
All righty. Let me mark that down. Let me take notes. Any other interest designations anybody wants to report on?
Other than recreation, Chair, just check the website for the Romulus Athletic Center, Romulus Recreation, and they'll give updates for planned events. Thank you.
Thank you. Did you?
So to add for Commissioner Roscoe, for the Juneteenth, UAB will be giving out free food vouchers, as we have the past several years. This year, we're also going to be giving out vouchers for ice cream for the kids. So, and this will be free, thanks to our generous donations from our sponsors. So, and it's first come, first serve, so we don't have endless cash. So the first, I forget how many people, but anyway, until the tickets run out. So I believe the food vouchers are $8, and the ice cream is for a vendor who's got ice cream just for Juneteenth. So, and I think we're doing about 100 of those. So until they're done. Also for Pumpkin Fest coming up, Romulus has Got Talent. They are now looking for people who want to perform. So there's a place on the site to submit. We also are looking for hometown superheroes. So for your children, middle school, elementary, high school, and your senior citizens, as well as businesses. So we're looking for people to submit for that as well, because we'd like to have as many applicants as possible. So, after that.
Well, thank you. And should we direct the participants in the vouchers to look for Ms. Jemison?
UAB will have our tent, so you can't miss us. It says UAB.
Okay.
So we'll be there passing out the vouchers as usual.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, let's just move right along. Communications, and we have our project status report.
I do
Any
have
questions or
some
comments
stuff.
on the status report?
I've got some stuff for you. We are currently working on a couple site plans. Actually, one's been submitted, and we've met with them. Jeff's gonna be meeting with them on site tomorrow, which is the first one on the project list. Merriman School, which did get approved by city council, is now called Storeflex Self-Storage. So that site plan will be coming to you once we get some bugs worked out and they revise and resubmit, probably August at the earliest. The other one that has not come in yet that we were expecting is North Point North. That one also has a site plan that's got to be reviewed by you guys. And there's a few others that are in the works, but it does not look like any of them are going to get here for July. So unless something, you probably have a night off in July. I don't know if there's any of these others. Let's see, Fairways at Gateway, the Bluffs did go to city council for the two things that you guys recommended to them last month. And Pilot also went for first reading and special land use. They go back next week for second reading and adoption. And I think that is it.
Is that everything?
Yep, all these other things are kind of in the works, and we're finishing up a few things that are under administrative review, things that you saw, New Mawa, Bucks Oil, those. Hoping to get those into engineering very soon.
Through the chair, I have
I'm sorry, go ahead.
comment and a question for you two. Is there anything that can be done about the mounting complaints of the concrete done by Infinity?
That has been discussed at length. That was discussed also at city council. I know they are, so I know when they build a house, they warranty for a period of time, I believe it's 18 months. Now with the concrete issues, it's a lot of them are, because they do have all their concrete inspected. They have their base inspections, their form inspections, they get the right type of mix, but it's the mix itself that's causing like the scaling and different things like that. Now if it's in what Reno spoke about at council was they are still working through that. They're still working through how they're going to, it's an industry-wide issue. It's not just one subdivision, but they're still working through how to fix that. That was an EPA requirement that made the mix different, and they've been having issues with it ever since.
So I have a question. I'm a realtor, and I deal with new construction. I don't have any other reports of any other company having any other problems with concrete. I understand they say it's an industry issue, and it was when we had it poured here for the city, because the mayor and I had a conversation, and we did the walkthrough because they were supposed to do our subdivision, and they couldn't do it until they settled that. So that has been done. We've had our concrete down. It'll be a year come this August. We don't have that problem. So industry-wide, I'm not buying it. Company-wide, yeah, for them. I have a client right now, closing. Potte's been building like crazy in Canton. No problem there. So I don't buy that one. I also know that in their contract, they have in there that the owner is responsible to seal the concrete. I've never heard that from any other builder requirement. So I'm not buying the industry-wide thing. And I'm not buying it's the mix thing. It's got to be something with whatever company they're using to pour, and however they're doing that. I just don't buy that. So, because he's not the only one building, but he's the only one with that problem. So that I just find that hard to believe. And I think something differently needs to be done, and maybe his contract that he has with the people that he builds, that needs to be looked at, because it shouldn't be the owner's responsibility to make sure that their concrete isn't peeling and chipping and denting. And it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. My house is new construction, and I've been there it'll be 24 years this year. I just started getting some cracking. 24 years later, I don't have any pitting and peeling it. I didn't seal it. We used rock salt once upon a time ago before we knew better. I don't get it, so.
I can't speak to, and I get what you're saying, I can't speak to their contracts and the seller, buyer, what their agreements are or anything like that. All I can say is, I know when they pour the concrete on these new homes, they do have inspections. They have base inspections and form inspections. They pour, they have a final inspection, and then the concrete, whatever happens to it, happens after that. We're inspecting to the state code, and I can't speak to what their agreements are with the sealing of the concrete and all that. That's between the seller and the buyer.
So I'm a tradesman. So with concrete, yeah, if they're getting it inspected during the process, that's all fine. The thing is, when they're doing it's called finishing, when they're doing the tooling, that's where you get craters from. That's what I was trying to explain to the gentleman a couple months ago. That's strictly from the finishers. That has nothing to do with putting rock salt down. Like I told them, I said, if they were complaining about stress cracks, that's out of your control. But craters come from strictly tooling it. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. But yeah, that comes from the finishers. So like when he was telling me, like last year I did over 200 yards of concrete in Detroit, and we have no craters. That's strictly from the guys that's finishing the work. Has nothing to do with I did know at one point it was something going on with the mix, but the mix doesn't cause craters, from what they were saying. So it's no way if you got the inspectors coming out there, it's no way for them to inspect it, because when they get out there, okay, yeah, it's deep enough. Okay, yeah, you have enough rebar in there and stuff like that. So yeah, that automatically passes it. But as far as with the finished product, okay, yeah, they'll come back and make their relief cuts, but your relief cuts are typically done within 24 hours. So craters tend to come they just pop at any given moment. Just FYI.
Yes, and you are correct. We don't inspect, like, there's workmanship and quality of workmanship and the finish. There's not. We don't sit out there and inspect how that's happening every moment.
And through the chair. Well, I would just like to make one comment in regards to those projects over there with the construction. I don't know, like they say they have 18 months of warranty or whatever it is, but just to have it on record for the residents' use, if there's legal action required or litigation required, to have something on record or on file to say that, yeah, there were problems within our records. So they could at least have that to say, because he could walk away. In 18 months, he don't have to do anything, according to the contract or what the agreement is.
And I get what you're saying, and I know with what you're speaking of, that there wouldn't be so there's a quality or a visibility issue. They're not creating trip hazards or any code that would make it fail the state code that we're inspecting.
Yeah.
So if they called us out there and we seen this scaling or this cratering, it's not, I mean, unless it's crumbling and failing, right, it's not actually gonna fail a code inspection.
Yeah, just for the record, it's actually 12-month warranty.
12
The-
months.
The state sometimes will give you an additional 6 months, depending if it's erroneous, but it's actually only a 12-month warranty. That 18-month is not realistic sometimes. I've had to talk to the state regarding that warranty myself, so.
Well, hope that they can get it resolved. 'Cause
Well, this has been
ongoing.
eight years,
Yeah,
maybe
ongoing.
more. Yeah, they started with the preserves, with the concrete issues. So I had a client who had a house built by them, and that's within less than a month. Her property, her concrete was scaling and peeling and all that. And so that was, whenever the preserves was being finished, that was a long time ago. So it's been happening for a whole lot longer than the concrete mix issue that just happened like 4 years ago. So, just that. Just buyer beware at this point, unfortunately. I'm not really sure what anybody can do. Unless you hire your own concrete company, maybe that would be an option for the buyers. Well, Mr. Green can pour it for you. There's that one.
I don't like pouring concrete. It's like, no, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or comments on the, project status? No? Okay. Then we will go
Well,
on.
wait a minute. Through the chair, I do have one comment in regards to the travel center. So the second reading will be next week, right?
Monday.
Monday,
And that will be the final
yes.
vote as to moving forward or whatever? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, can I go now? Item 12 is adjournment.
So move,
Support.
Supported.
Mr. and Mr.
Are you?
Mr. and Mr.
Okay. I have a motion from Ms. Jamison, supported by Mr. Long, to adjourn. Ms. Jamison,
Yes.
Mr. Long,
Yes.
Mr. McAnally,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Gladfeldy,
Yes.
Mr. Boboade,
Yes.
Mr. Prova.
Yes?
Chair votes yes. This meeting stands adjourned.
Adjourned.